talking about the masculinity and the collective pain of that at this moment. Don't we have Mars in Cancer, right? That makes so much sense. So we have Mars in Cancer. We have the masculinity in the feminine mother kind of space currently. So this makes sense why this is coming up as well, you know. And yeah, religion, you know, played a huge role in the division, and also the media. The media want us to be at loggerheads with each other. You know, they want us to. They don't want us together, because together we are stronger. Yeah, Mars doesn't like being in Cancer. No, I've got like, there's loads of my planets are debilitated as well. I've got like Aries moon. My Mars is in Taurus, so yeah, there's lots of debilitating. So Mars doesn't like being in Cancer. Right, okay, so that's really interesting, because the image I'm getting there when you're saying this, it's like, have you ever tried to kiss a child and they're like, no, get off, you know, they don't want it, but secretly they do, you know, secretly they do. When nobody's looking, they will come in and they won't want to cuddle in and, you know, and get that kind of, you know, them cuddles and that comfort, you know. And that's great, small white flowers, you know, go and load a truck. That's absolutely fine to do that, you know, hats off to you. I love the fact that you can do that, you know, but you can also ask for help with it as well. And that's where the beauty is. So yeah, I feel with this, it's we've got to be open, you know. And like I say, we all have feminine energy. It doesn't matter, you know, what we identify with, what our gender is, whatever. We all have feminine energy. And this is about us healing that, because I feel you get this down. I work with people. We go right into the core. Okay, right into the core. And I work, you know, masculine, feminine, non-binary, whatever. And the root cause is always the same, that they don't feel good enough, or they're scared of the other. And this is what keeps us trapped in this pattern and going round and round and round. So we need to surrender at this moment, you know, surrender. If we ever want happiness and we want this harmony, that's what we've got to do. We can't make ourselves martyrs for the cause, but we have to recognize that the other is hurting. If we are hurting, the other is hurting. If we are loving, the other has the ability to love. And if that other doesn't know how to do it, then we are the ones to teach them. It's not about, oh yeah, well, in the past this happened. No, forget about that. This is from now. This is from day one. We have a choice. Do we want to heal? Because if we want to heal, and there's so many here that are on their healing journey, I get it. You know, the ones working with me, they're on their healing journey. We all want to heal. But we have to be able to make space for the other to heal as well. And one of the things that is huge within this is trust. Okay? If we can't trust the other, they can never trust us. And trust, if there is no trust, there is no truth. And this is what this Libra moon is about. If we can just see the other side, allow ourselves to just step into that, the role of the other for a second, you know, rather than being closed and shut down and in our head. There you go. Justice. Look at what's in the middle of that. The yin yang. We've got to see it. The sun and the moon, masculine, feminine. It's the way the world works. And that's what's out of balance. Really powerful image, that, I feel, for what we're talking about. So like I say, if there's anything I'm saying here, you know, there you go, the next one. Which path do we take? If there's anybody here that is getting triggered by this, then, you know, like, thank you. Please look into that. You know, please look into that. Because this shadow that we're carrying, it's getting heavy now. It's getting heavy. It's time for us to lift that, you know. See where you are afraid. Where is it you don't trust? And work on that. Because in doing that, that will help. That will help heal. And like I say, please just, you know, be kind at this moment, because the pain that I have felt that is coming from the masculine energy at this moment is immense. And I know the feminine is in pain too. I'm there, all of the time. I stand up for that. But just because I'm talking about this one issue now doesn't mean that we have to bring that other issue into it, And it's like people say, where are all the real men? We've fucking demasculinized them, We've made them soft. We've made them scared. And then the second they try to step up in that, it's, oh, right, okay, they're trying to control me. Poof, wow. What? Our pain is collective. And we can only collectively heal. There you go. Look at it, man. I could cry again here because it's what I'm feeling when I'm seeing this, when I'm seeing this. It's like the medicine we need is in the other, and the medicine they need, we're holding it. So come on, can we not just swap it? Can we cut through the bullshit? Can we see through the illusion, see through the separateness and start to see that we're all struggling? Would you let somebody struggle in front of you without helping them? This is where we need to do the work, because this is the main point of our anxiety as well. None of us are feeling safe because we've been told that the world is a scary fucking place and we don't trust anybody. Fuck that. We've got it. If we don't trust anybody else, then we're not trusting ourselves. They're putting the block on this. There you go. Look at that. That's exactly what it is. Exactly. And that safe space is there. If only we turned around and looked at each other and got inside. It's heavy, man. But that heaviness can be turned to power. That's heavy. Wow, these cards, look at it. It's coming around. Now, what I want to say about this card, look at this card as well. Look at the feminine. She's standing there. She's holding that cup out, whatever. Look at the masculine. He's scared. He's not fully stepping up because he's scared. If you look at that card, you can feel the trepidation in that. That is not equality. What do I do? Show me what I'm meant to do. Tell me, because I'm holding back here everything that is primal to me, because I am scared of how society will perceive it, because I will be victimized and I will be demonized. All I want to do is open my heart. And get the recognition for what I am, because I've fought battles. We've all fought battles, feminine, masculine, whatever. But if we want recognition, we've got to give it as well. And that's where the happiness comes. It's there, and the healing comes in the vulnerability. And if we are not able to feel vulnerable within the other, then that is where we need to heal. Because the life we want to manifest, it depends on that. And that means laying our cards all on the table, and knowing there's some higher power there. Allowing ourselves to go back to the past, allowing ourselves to go back to that innocence before it was tainted. Allow ourselves to be protected. Allow ourselves to be pursued. And being receptive to whatever is coming our way as well. Especially when it's done from a place of innocence and love. This is where the balance will come in. This is what this Libra moon is wanting to show for us. And it might be hard because it goes against everything that we've been taught. But please just dip your toe in the water and see, we want to be queens. We've got to see that there's got to be kings. This is what we've got to learn. We've got to learn safety. within this and heal our inner child, because our inner child will have been wounded by the masculine. You know, there is some sort of wound there. You know, the father wound is big, but not just for the feminine. We can't hold it off any longer. This is time for truth. Completely. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene's just said that I think men are becoming angry because society is still telling them that they should be in charge, but women have moved on. Both sexes are losing and lonely. I feel with that, you know, that there is anger there. I feel there is fear there as well. You know, usually the two go hand in hand, and this is why I feel it's very dangerous, because the likes of people that are springing up on social media who are becoming, you know, where these guys are following, you know, they're when they're talking about the problem, they're probably right in what they're saying. The medicine that they're dishing out is not right. It's actually driving us further away, you know. But there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. We need to have this conversation with each other. You know, and yeah, you know, we're losing, we're lonely. Now, one of the things which I feel is really interesting is, do you know that women who are women CEOs or women that are at the high bracket are a lot less the high bracket of kind of, you know, work and salary and stuff like that. There is more unhappiness in the workplace from the women there than what there is from the men. So the women get it all, they get to where they want to be. And the rate of unhappiness within that is huge when you look at the statistics of it. And like I say, you know, myself included, I've always been of, you know, I don't need this. I've always supported myself. I've always been a trooper. And to be honest, now the way it is, there is nothing I would like more than to like stay at home, to cook, to clean, to make soup, to shit like that, to create, to paint, to all of that, you know. And that's because I've healed my wounds. I'm no longer a fear of that, you know. This is where we're coming to, you know, the idea that things can be different. We offer love, we offer ideas. Whoa, what can happen? You know, you look at what happens when we put a sperm and an egg together, you know, fucking mind blowing stuff, literally mind blowing stuff. Nature doesn't get it wrong. But we have a choice now. Do we want to stay in the old world? Do we, you know, and stick with our wounds and the way things are? And do we want to blame the other? Or do we actually want to reach out a hand to the other and say, I feel you, you know, I see your pain. You know, show me where it hurts, and then I can help you to heal. Because that's what we all want, you know. Yeah, only love today's theme. Amazing, Amy. How does it feel to embrace your feminine? You know, because a lot of us, you know, we were brought up having to get into our masculine, you know, we had to. That was the only way. I was brought up in the north of England, you know, northeast of England. I'm here now, and that's the way to survive. You know, you've got to. But I don't like how it feels now, you know. I know there's a different way. I'm moving home, Tanya. I wanted to take control of moving day, but now I'm letting go of control, and my hubby and son-in-law are going to do their masculine role of the house move. Amazing. Well done, Ali. You know, and see how they feel as well. Because they you know, you will start to see a change. in them. If we tell somebody, if we tell somebody they're shit and they're wrong and they're worthless, they will believe that, you know. Hurting somebody is very, very easy to do, but healing somebody, that's where the real power is, you know. Loving somebody when maybe they've done something wrong. I've mentioned this before. There's a tribe somewhere in Africa, and when one of the tribe members does something wrong, rather than ostracize them, they all bring them into a circle, and each person in the tribe tells them a good thing that that person's done. You know, I have somebody very, very dear to me who I love more than anything, he sometimes watches these, so I'm not saying your name. And I know he's in pain at the moment, he's in pain, he's with addictions and stuff like that, and all I want to do is make him see how amazing he is. And all he's been taught is how he's not. And that breaks my heart, really breaks my heart. Yeah. Okay, nice one, Jan. The problem is that I can see his pain, but I'm sure I know how to fix it. Or even if I'm not sure if I know how to fix it, or even if I'm the right person to. Sometimes just acknowledging it, Jan, is all we need to do. You know, how was that for you today? How was it for you growing up? I've asked guys so many questions, and they look at me like, whoa, what are you asking me that for? And then when they go into their story, it's all the same, you know? And maybe we're not the one, we can't heal anybody, but we can give them the space to heal just by saying, I see your pain, and sitting with that pain, allowing them to tell us what was painful rather than going, oh, yeah, well, woman done it as well, because that's what happens. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, yeah, well, women get that all the time. That isn't helpful. Giving somebody space to feel their pain is to allow them to let that out without judgment, without shame, without guilt. And then when the time is right, we can say, thank you for sharing that. I can relate to that because this is what I have felt in the past. Isn't this bizarre? How can we make it different? Asking somebody, what is it you need? I had a friend of mine, I once asked him that. He was going through a hard time, and I asked him, what is it you need? And he burst into tears and he went, nobody has ever asked me what I needed. He said, they've told me what I needed, but nobody's ever asked me.